Welcome to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. It is a Tuesday.
Every time you say that, I got to get ready because I think I'm gonna. That's the cue.
That's the Pavlov's cue.
That is
Pavlov's.
L-O-V.
Yes, Pavlov's.
Yes.
Good morning, Ann.
Well, good morning, Dan. Why don't you tell people what you were doing shortly before you came in here?
I was relaxing and getting ready for the show.
Making sure all your ducks were in a row.
They were.
Were they all in a row?
You have to round these little ducks up every now and then.
You rounded them quite nicely, I might add.
Oh, boy. Okay.
We have to be good. The boss is in the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so I need to hide all the stuff that I've been...
Yes, you do.
So he can't see it, or...
That stuff.
That kind of stuff?
We don't want an impromptu visit.
Okay. So we have to straighten up, arch our backs, fold our fingers, and then speak properly into the microphone.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we don't need to do that.
Nope.
Yeah.
All right. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
You know,
I
spent a little time outside yesterday. It was quite lovely, let me say.
Okay.
And today's I've got chores to do. I have chicks being hatched.
Are they hatching now? Cracking through the shells,
yes.
huh?
Last night I could see where one was pipping, which is where they, poke them.
Oh, yeah.
And then this morning I got up and there was a chicken. So
yeah.
Power through that, baby.
So he's out, he's all dry?
He's not quite dry yet. You don't take him out of the incubator for at least 24 hours, if not longer.
Do you help him?
I have done that in the past, and it was not a successful helping. So I don't do that anymore. I let nature take its course. They do this out in the
wild
hen house, and I'm not going to do that anymore because, for one, it stresses me a bit, and I just... No, I'm going to let nature do its thing. And there was 2 in there when I left. And then I could see where they were kind of zipping around there. And you notice I use all the terminology. Zipping.
Do you put food out for them, water and that kind of stuff?
Not yet. I'll put a little bowl of water in there probably this evening.
What kind of chickens are these? Cornish?
Hopefully laughing chickens.
Oh, these are the ones that are laughing?
Or at least some of them hopefully are. We'll find out.
Well, now, would these be the laying hens, or would they be like
layers?
3-month Cornish hens? No,
I do believe they'll be layers, Dan. Although I have a total of 9 hens in my flock, and I'm getting 6 eggs a day. I don't know where this happened. Well, but, I'd gotten quite a few, and then they drop off.
How do they drop off? Because mine end up getting killed.
Well, I mean the egg production.
Oh, the production.
Because whatever they're going through, they're molting. I
thought they decided to move to Arizona or something.
No, but I'm much more micromanage their time outside, because we've seen an eagle. Richard saw it the other day, and I was out with them the other day putting them up, and this big shadow just flew over my head. Wow. And I thought, okay, well, that's something big, and then Richard said he'd seen an eagle, and I thought, well, look, that will make short of all the chickens that I have that are laying. So
now the eagles, I mean, do you know the habits of eagles? Do they pick them up and take them off, or do they just eat them right there, or they just kill them?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
No idea. And there's also a hawk that lives there. So
yeah, well, whatever's killing the chickens that we have, they just kill them.
Coyotes.
They don't do anything.
Do they eat them? Do coyotes eat them?
They chew their neck up.
Yeah, there's no head. A lot of times you can find.
Yeah. That's weird. I'm like, if you're out in the wild and you're starved to death,
wouldn't you eat the whole thing? Or
why do you just want to kill?
Yeah,
it makes sense. Anyway,
I don't know the answer to all that.
But we've got some great weather for the next couple days.
We sure do.
I think there's some rain that's going to be coming in maybe Thursday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shall we talk about it?
Yeah, let's do.
Okay. How about today?
Okay, mostly sunny today. It's already sunny outside. 80 degrees for the high. That's your kind of weather.
Yep.
And then tonight, low 52, calm winds.
Okay.
So you could walk out at midnight and enjoy the calm wind.
This will be my mowing afternoon right here.
Oh, this what? Yeah. Tonight?
This afternoon.
Oh, this afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay. On the Wednesday, high 80. Wednesday night, 20% chance of rain comes in with a low of 57. Then Thursday, chance of rain ups a little bit to about 70%. Chance of rain by 10 a.m. And then between 10 and 1, it's going to be showers likely and possible thunderstorms. And then partly sunny, high near 77 in between the raindrops. And then Thursday night, chance of showers, thunderstorms, low 60 with a 60% chance of precipitation.
So it's probably going to rain Thursday. Is that what we're saying?
That looks
and
like
then
it.
on into Friday, it looks like there's a 70% chance of precipitation with a high of 78. Friday night, a 30% chance of showers, low of 60. Saturday, a 40% chance of showers, high of 78. Saturday night, a 20% chance of showers, low of 59. Guess what? On Sunday, there's still a chance of showers at 40% and a high near 80 and also low of 63 Sunday night, and high Monday is 85, and at this moment there is no rain in the forecast for Monday.
So if you're going to do something, probably today and tomorrow would be a good time to do it before the rain.
You know, you're right, and I was going to plant my little garden, and I just haven't gotten there yet, and I need to get on it.
Get on it.
Yeah.
As soon as you leave here today, get on it.
I have other things.
Have you got plenty of hose?
Yeah.
Yeah, rakes and hose.
I had to find the hoe.
What?
I had to find that hoe last night.
Yeah, were you looking for a hoe last night? You couldn't find one? Okay.
Richard was borrowing the hoe.
Okay. We've got some topic to ponder today. Yesterday we see, what was yesterday? We talked about the county roads.
Yes.
Got quite a few responses from that one.
You know what? I saw Sheriff Roy Martin yesterday, and he said, "I heard you and Dan talk about the roads."
Yeah.
Like,
well, you ask anybody that lives in the county, what's their number one concern, and they'll say the roads.
And pretty much that was at the top.
I think the focus should be on great roads.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway.
Oh, boy. All right.
But today's topic to ponder.
Get up, get moving, get those thinking caps on. It's time to ponder this topic.
What do we not have available in our area that you'd like to see? Yeah. That's our topic to ponder for today.
We've got some responses already.
We do. We got like 8. TJ Maxx is a better selection of men's and boys' clothes. Something, I would agree with that. You know, some sort of store that does have men's clothes as well. And indoor rodeo arena or equine facility like they have in Berryville. Okay, I guess that's in addition to a professional hockey. Leslie.
Somebody wants a professional hockey
Leslie
team
King.
right here in Harrison. What would we call them? The Pucks? The hockey Pucks. The Harrison Pucks. There we go. And then Hillary says anything for kids to do that stays open after past 9 p.m., like mini golf, go-karts, arcade, Waffle House. I think at one time we did have a mini golf go-kart place here.
We did.
Karts Plus is what it was called.
You know, and there's the creek side, but it only stays open till 8. So that's not necessarily an option.
Hillary's wanting the nightlife.
Yeah.
She's wanting
her
kids to start at 9 and go till 3. And then Pamela Slay says walking or bicycle security in our downtown and park area.
Okay.
People need to feel safe at our gorgeous park. Sometimes they just don't. Sometimes they just don't. It would also alleviate vandalism there.
Yep.
If you're going to steal, you're going to steal, I guess. You're going to find a dark shadow to steal in. There are already bike paths already around. Aren't there bike paths already there?
Well, she's saying security.
Security, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's
at those places.
Yeah.
So.
I'd like to have security at my house. Keep the hawks away from my chickens.
There you go.
Yeah, somebody to sit there and shoo them away.
Well, our graphic is on our Around the Table Facebook page. We invite you to go to that page and engage with us and answer the questions.
Yes.
We'd like to know, what do we not have available in our area that you'd like to see?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
It's history time, folks.
We're doomed to repeat ourselves, so let's find out what happened today in history.
This fair represents the most promising of our hopes It gathers together from 80 countries the achievements of industry, the health of nations, the creations of man.
61 years ago, President Lyndon B. Johnson opened the New York World's Fair.
Okay.
To clean up the air and earth and water in the few years science says is left to us means personal involvement and may mean personal sacrifice, the likes of which Americans have never been asked to make in time of peace.
This was back in 1970, 55 years ago. Concerned about the environment, millions of Americans observed their first Earth Day. CBS News correspondent Walter Cronkite spoke of the need to listen to the act in order to save the environment.
The American people will find in their history books in the future that Richard Nixon was the finest foreign policy president in this century.
31 years ago, 4 days after suffering a stroke, Richard Nixon died in New York at age 81. That night, his successor, Gerald Ford, said despite the disgrace of his resignation, Nixon would be remembered kindly.
Yeah.
We had received information that there were guns, perhaps in the crowd, perhaps in the house. It was unclear, but that the safety of all involved was paramount.
This was back in 2000, 25 years ago. The saga of Cuban boat boy Elian Gonzalez came to an end when federal agents made a pre-dawn raid on the Miami home where he had been staying with relatives. The U.S. government had ruled the boy, who had survived a shipwreck that killed his mother, should be with his father in Cuba. Attorney General Janet Reno said the government tried to get the family to voluntarily give up custody and defend the decision to bring in armed agents.
They banged on the door, they broke everything in, they came in with guns, and Elian saw all of this.
Oh, that's me. Sorry. 25 years ago, the saga of Cuban... Oh, that's the same story.
Same one, yeah.
Same story, and more from an outraged...
That was that was his cousin.
Yeah, his cousin who was outraged after the raid.
Okay.
The flag at the USS Arizona Memorial in Pearl Harbor will fly at half-staff this week following the death of Ken Potts. He was one of the last two remaining survivors from the battleship, which sank just 9 minutes after being hit during the surprise Japanese attack in 1941. Nearly 1,200 sailors on board were killed. And unlike other crew members who've had their ashes interred on the sunken ship, Potts didn't want that. A friend says, quote, he got off once and he's not going back on board again. Potts died Friday in Provo, Utah. He was 102 years old.
You want me to do that one? Okay. 2 years ago, Ken Potts, one of the last remaining survivors of the USS Arizona battleship, which sank during the 1941 Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, died. And that was CBS correspondent Meg Oliver.
Hi, Daniel Meade. I've really been looking forward to this interview.
That's number 9. Sorry.
Okay. Actor Eric Mabius, or that was I don't know what his name is exactly, but anyway,
that sounds right.
54 years ago he was born. That would have been 1971. He starred as fashion magazine editor Daniel Meade on the television series Ugly Betty.
Okay.
I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain
Love
myself
this movie.
to a man who rises and sleeps under the blanket of the very freedom that I provide, and then questions the manner in which I provide it.
That was Jack Nicholson. That's his birthday today. He is 88 years old. 3-time Oscar winner, received a Best Supporting Actor nomination for his role in the 1992 film A Few Good Men. In this dramatic courtroom scene with Tom Cruise, he played a commanding officer questioned in the mysterious death of a young Marine, and he was
hot.
He was hot.
Yes, he was. Okay. Oh, can't do that.
Okay.
Singer Peter Frampton was born today, 75 years ago. Frampton was a superstar in the 70s with the release of the album Frampton Comes Alive, and that would have been Baby I Love Your Way.
Well, you get the idea.
I heard him sitting outside of Barton Coliseum.
Oh, yeah?
Well, we were trying to get to the concert, and we were late.
You're late.
But, yeah, we
You're always
had the
late.
windows down listening, and it was like, oh, please, hurry up.
Did you get
Oh, we
to
got
see?
in there. Oh,
you
yeah.
got in, okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Tim Coone is here.
Okay.
He's up first, and he's with the Cave. I'm sorry.
Cave Region
Review and Art Festival. We'll find out all about that. And then later on, after Tim, we'll have Mike Bishop and Chris Brown here for the 24-hour day of prayer. Stick around, stay with us. You're listening and watching Around the Table with Dan and we'll be back right after this. We are chatting with Tim Coone, and he's here to talk about the Cave Region Review and Art Festival.
Now, I know, go ahead, Dan.
Oh, I was just going to say, I've never heard of this before. Has it been around for a while?
Yeah, it's been around for about 15 years. We used to be down at the Duran Center, and for the past 5 years, I guess, we've been in the gym, the Pioneer Pavilion.
And this is an event that happens every year?
It is annual.
Yeah, okay,
yes.
okay.
It's usually well, when we started, we were doing it in the fall. And that worked out very well with the Duran Center schedule. But once we moved over to the Pioneer Pavilion, the gym on the South Campus, we moved to spring, and we are usually the last weekend in April.
Mm-hmm. And has the date move helped?
I think so, yes. There were some advantages to the fall because people were looking to buy Christmas presents and stuff like that. And we usually schedule the event 1 or 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, and people were starting to get into the Christmas season. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of things going on in the fall. Oktoberfest all over the place. And we did, and also hunting season. And we found that was interfering sometimes with our attendees, or people that came.
Yeah.
But April's a very busy month as well. But it seems like this weekend it works out really well for us. People are wanting to get out. They're wanting to, especially if it's a really nice day or a moderate day. It does rain a lot. Excuse me. It does rain a lot.
Yeah.
In April. So it's an indoor event.
It's an indoor event.
That's important. So.
What? Tell people what it is. I mean, what?
Well, it is a music and art festival, right? And we have about 35 artists who come and they set up booths and they display their art. We have woodworkers, we have painters, we have pottery makers, right? And
I have been to this event.
Yes.
I just didn't know the name of it. I'm certain.
Yeah.
Because we bought some walnut bowls, I think, one year.
Yeah, we have a couple people that sell their wares as far as woodworking, bowls, cutting boards, spoons, different things, all handmade.
Yeah.
And so there's like I say, about 35 of those booths, and you can purchase items. There's, like I say, paintings and pottery and jewelry. And then also we have a face painter coming out who will paint faces on kids or adults who want them. And we have John DeZort, who's a local printer, right, printmaker, and he does T-shirts. And so he's got a design. You might have seen it on Facebook. He creates a new design every year, and then he prints them on shirts, and you can bring your own shirts or sweatshirts.
Oh, he prints them there.
He prints them right there.
Oh, good.
And he'll bring a pile that he's pre-printed, but he also encourages people to bring their own shirts and stuff. And then we have a young woman, Nora, right, Domino, who's going to be set up right next to him, who has been making tie-dye shirts.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
So you could go and you could get a tie-dye and then go get the image that John has created printed on that as well.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And
nice
little collaboration
yeah,
there.
we also have a nice area for kids. It's very family-friendly, and we have Jenny Moffat, who always organizes some kind of activity. And so there's a large space with several tables and chairs for kids to come and sit and do some artwork. She has projects for them. And while all this is going on, of course, we have live music, right? And so we have our Aaron Smith, who is local. He owns Hickory Hill, I think, Insurance. And he organizes and gathers some musicians for us, and they'll be playing the entire time.
Okay.
Wow.
Sounds like an event.
So it's your one-stop place to go experience all these different craftsmen.
Yes, absolutely.
And artists.
Yeah. When is this? It's this weekend?
This weekend, April 26th. It's from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Okay. And we get a lot of funding from the college and the North Ark Foundation to pay the musicians, and also to offer some lunch. So we'll
okay.
have Heather Hendricks
Yes.
out there, and she will be catering. She'll have some sandwiches, right, and some a mix of different salads, and of course she has this wonderful s'mores bar. And if for any other reason, you got to come out.
Go
for
get
that.
a s'mores.
Now the Jeep and Fracassa is going to be there that
It will
that
be
morning.
there as well. They show up early before we get
and
there.
then they leave
and
before
then
you.
they leave and do their drive. And then they will come back, I guess, at 1 o'clock, and they'll take, I think, the west side of the parking lot and into the amphitheater. And I think that might be advantageous for both of us, because
Sure.
I'm hoping some of those people
You bet.
are going to come, because they have an auction and they have some food trucks out there. But they usually they'll come back after their drive, about 1, and they'll be there about an hour, hour and a half or so. And then we'll have the music and live music, and then they can come up and listen to some music and maybe walk around. So I'm hoping that we'll get some of those people visiting us, and then also they'll have our people who come, and they'll be looking at and enjoying our event, and then they'll say, hey, well, what's going on over there? And want to go over. And of course, if they do spend any money at the food trucks or anything like that, it's all donated, of course, or a portion of it is donated to CASA, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing.
They're really good.
That might be the perfect scenario right there.
Yeah,
I hope
absolutely.
so.
You may have some artists that love Jeeps, and they'll go down.
I own a Jeep myself,
go.
right? And if I didn't have the Cave Region Review going on at the festival, I might go on that little trek with them.
Is it too late for people, someone to get a booth? I know it's
No,
kind of late.
we probably could squeeze in a few more.
Okay.
I think that the max is probably 40. I really would love one of these years to get a full house, but we usually are, like this year, I think I said we have about 35.
Okay.
And they can enter from over by the John Paul Hammer, that area, or where do they need to enter for this?
Well, there's several areas. They would enter the pavilion from the bottom parking lot or from the top at the Student Center.
Okay.
There's 2 main parking spots that they can enter. It's just like if they were going to a game, a basketball game, there's several entrances that they could find.
Are you still, for the people that are handicapped?
There's a handicap access.
There's a handicap access, just to let people know that.
Yes.
So look for that.
So it's the gym at the South Campus, the Pioneer Pavilion. So all the amenities are there. Handicap.
Yes.
All that.
All right. Wow. Oh, well, I hope that you have a big crowd.
Yeah, me too. We usually have approximately 300 people. We hope for more.
You bet.
And I usually base that. It's hard to count, when people are coming and going all day. So we have our food, which we prepare enough food for 300, and we usually run out. So that's about
if not,
either people or
leftovers.
Pigs, or you got more.
Or they're coming back many times. Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming in, Tim.
Thank you.
Thank
Tim.
you for having me.
Appreciate it. We encourage everybody to go out to the Pioneer Pavilion this Saturday from 11 to 4.
That's right.
And there's all kinds of ways to get in. Are you charging admission?
It's free entrance.
Absolutely free.
Yeah, the music is free. The food is free. You can look around for free, but the artists themselves are selling their wares.
Yeah.
So you could buy things for your house or for gifts.
Yeah.
Again, all kinds of a variety.
Yeah.
We have somebody new this year I thought would be kind of interesting. And she works with the Humane Society, and she makes her own dog treats and everything like that, which everybody, very healthy treats. And she's going to be out there, and that's a nice addition.
Okay.
So.
All right.
So you have a Facebook page?
Do I what?
Do y'all have a Facebook page
we do.
for this?
Yes.
And it's what, Cave Region Review and Art Festival? Or is it on
it's
North
Cave
Art?
Region Review.
Okay, Cave Region Review on Facebook. And you can
Because it started with the publication of a journal, and we still publish it, and we'll be giving away free copies of this year's journal. Right, it's a literary art, and it's a literary journal that has art and poetry and short stories. We have a couple plays in there this time, and that will be free as well. We get funding from the college to create this literary journal, but that's kind of how it all started. About 16 years ago, we wanted to put a literary journal together. We got some funding from the Humanities Council, Archaeology Humanities Council, and they said they would be willing to give us some money if we had a way to present it to the audience. And so I thought, well, we could have a little festival. Back then, Stefan from National Park Radio was just getting started. So we asked him to come, and he and Jamie Seed came and with 2 guitars and had some background music for us, and we had probably 10 artists there, and we were down in the JPH, and we just gave the journal away, and we've grown since then.
That's
we
good.
were
Well, good deal.
Duran, and now we're big enough to fill up the gym.
Cool.
Perfect.
All right.
Good.
Well, we encourage everybody to come out this weekend, Saturday, April 26th from 11 to 2 at the Pioneer Pavilion, and come in and look at some awesome art
That's
while
right.
you're there.
Right. You might be encouraged to pick up photography or painting. And
Yeah.
You can talk to these artists. We have somebody who does comic books.
Oh,
right?
that's
Creates
interesting.
comics books, Anthony Hunter.
Might be a
And,
good
he-
idea to get some early Christmas gifts.
That's right.
For somebody.
That's right. It's never too early.
Thanks, Tim.
All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we've got Mike Bishop and Chris Brown with the 24-hour Day of Prayer. Stick around. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Around the Table. You know, we probably should get a structural engineer in here to check the floor.
Why?
All the people that are in here,
Did you feel a little shaky?
A little shaky.
It were a little, you know.
How many people we got in?
I don't know, but I
1,
want to.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people in this.
Here's what's going to happen. It's going to go, boing, and we're going to just catapult you out that way.
Okay. All right. Welcome back to the show. We have with us in the studio Chris Brown, right over in front of me here, and also next to him is Mike Bishop, and they're here to talk about 2 events. It's a twofer today.
It is, and if you see children in the frame, you'll know. Yeah, there are children in the frame.
Yeah, there's children here.
Yes, so they're gonna.
You want to explain why they're here?
The children have joined us today. They've been involved in the Bible reading marathon for a few years. You can see the ages are a little different. I spoke with Nora there, and she doesn't remember her first one.
Oh, wow.
So this is
she's 5.
Okay.
But she's been there every year.
Okay.
And the other one's Anna Kay, and then we have Wade. So they have all been involved and been reading actively at the Bible reading marathon.
Okay.
So we brought them today.
So what do you guys do when it comes your turn? Do you pick your own Bible verse or you?
Well, we're reading at the Old Testament. This year we're reading at the end of the Old Testament, and we just pick up where they left off and read for our certain amount of time. And
yeah, is that a little scary to read the Bible when you don't know some of the words though? That's what throws me.
It's not really that scary because our family likes to read, so we're pretty strong at reading.
Do you use phonics? You know what phonics is? You look at the word and you spell it out. That's pretty cool. So, and you've been doing this for how long? 5 years?
5 years.
Wow. And is that the only time you read your Bible?
No.
Oh.
I read it at home too.
Okay. Have you read it all the way through?
I've read it all the way through.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you get anything out of it? I mean, do you when you read it, do you think
does
about?
It come alive?
Yeah. Does it reflect in your whole life? Yeah. Like things that happen during the school day and that kind of thing?
There's some things in there that make you think.
Does it help you though?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about the day of prayer. When's that happen?
The Bible reading marathon will be next Wednesday, April the 30th. Okay. We will start at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we'll go till 5 o'clock in the evening.
And you can read the whole Bible in that amount of time.
We're going to have 10 stations.
Okay.
So 10 places around the square in Harrison.
Okay.
Right around the square. There'll be 8 different tents and 2 gazebos.
Okay.
So 10 different stations will be reading at the same time. They're all assigned a certain amount of reading and what they're going to read. So we'll work right through that in an 8-hour day.
That's really the only way to do it, is to have people simultaneous reading at the same time. Or, I mean, I don't think anybody could read the Bible in that amount of time.
No, nobody can read it by
from
themselves.
start to finish, right?
No, that's way too much reading. So, it's just a matter of getting God's Word spoke out loud on the square in Harrison, Arkansas. That's something that doesn't happen.
Well, a lot of people hear about the Bible, and they may not read it, but they hear about it. But to have the spoken word to come alive in an audible way is the way Jesus talked to his people, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
It was spoken out loud, and it traveled from the ends of the to the ends of the earth. Yeah.
There you go. So the idea that we're going to lift it up on the square, it's going to be done by individuals, by children, by men and women. We've got numerous churches that have said, yes, we want to be there. We've got organizations that said, yes, we want to be there. The only problem is we don't quite have all of our slots filled. It's going to take every one of those slots filled for somebody to read at all times. So if you want to just come down on Wednesday, April 30th, around the square, I'll be at the big gazebo, so you're welcome to come and find me, and we'll get you dispersed. If you want to come down and help us read God's Word, we'll be glad to do that and find you a spot, put you in, and let you read some of God's Word.
How do they get a hold of you?
They can reach me by my phone number at 870-887-8255. 365-7688.
Okay.
And we'll be glad to get them plugged in.
Or they can come the day of.
Oh, yeah. They can show up. Now, the best thing, not the best thing, but one of the biggest things, some of us that kind of eat a little bit, there's going to be a free lunch.
Okay.
There's going to be burgers and chips and water for free from about somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 till 2.
Okay.
Okay.
There'll be free burgers down on the square. So if you're off for lunch, want to come down and join us for that short amount of time, come down, grab a burger, sit down, and listen to God's Word at one of the
Even
stations.
if you can't stay in whatever section you decide to go to from start to finish, come as you are, come when you can, and then when you have to go, go. But, you know, at least you're participating in the spreading of God's Word that way.
We have some folks that are taking their lunchtime to come down and read.
Mm-hmm.
And we encourage you, even if you don't want to read, come down and join us and sit around the station that you would like and hear God's Word.
Okay. All right. Mike, tell us about your event, right? It immediately follows this one, right?
It does the next day.
The next day,
this
yes.
is the Bible Reading Marathon and the National Day of Prayer. Of course, it comes on the heels of our Holy Week, Easter weekend, Resurrection Day. Great timing for us this year. You and Ann have been gracious to us and helping us put the word out of this now for several years, and we so appreciate that. But it is a wonderful time. You know, spring, to me, spring's my favorite time of the year. It brings new life, a freshness to it, and this is just an opportunity for us to share God's Word and then to come together and pray. So the next morning on May 1st, we will have this is the 74th anniversary of the National Day of Prayer.
Wow.
You know, our prayer in our country and in the heritage and history of our country goes all the way back to General Washington and the Continental Army. You know, before he was president, he more than once he called for a day of prayer and fasting when we were involved in all of the controversies that we were in the early days. Abraham Lincoln, when he was president, did the same thing. Harry Truman actually made it, he passed legislation that we would have an annual National Day of Prayer. Just understanding that our country has always relied on the divine providence of God to encourage us, to lead us, to guide us. And so Ronald Reagan then, in 1988, I think it was, he made it permanent to be the first Thursday in May every year. And so we've enjoyed that ever since. So what we've done, this is my 10th year to either chair or co-chair the National Day of Prayer. And in the past, it's been an afternoon event. This year, we've moved it to a morning breakfast. It's going to be at the Quality Inn Convention Center in the back. And we're inviting people to come in, and it's a $10 donation we're asking for the breakfast, but come in and have a ranch house, all-you-can-eat buffet breakfast.
Ooh.
Everybody loves ranch house breakfast.
Yeah.
So they're doing the breakfast for us, and then we've got a dynamic speaker, Reverend Iverson Jackson. He is from Little Rock. He pastors Zoe Bible Church in Little Rock. He's a retired lieutenant colonel from the U.S. Army Reserves. He is currently serving the state as the executive director of the Fair Housing Commission. He was just appointed to that by Governor Sanders. And so, but he serves on the Family Council of Arkansas Board, the Salvation Army of Arkansas Board. He's he loves God, he loves country, he loves family, but the big thing is he's just a dynamic speaker, and everybody that comes will be blessed to hear him, and he'll lead us in prayer. So we just invite everyone and all to come join us. If you would want tickets, you can give me a call, and we'll try to figure out how to get them to you, but the main thing is we want you to put it on your calendars and read the Bible on Wednesday, come pray with us on Thursday, and we're set for a beautiful spring.
Can I put this number out here on Facebook that's here? Okay.
Yes, ma'am, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, that is
Just
great.
making sure.
Yes.
Okay.
That is great.
Again, that's Thursday at 7 a.m. at the Quality Inn Convention Center.
That's right.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
All right.
Wonderful.
Well, thanks so much for coming in, guys. It's heartwarming to see the kids involved. It really is.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for being here.
You're welcome.
Keep up the good work. And keep reading the Bible.
We will.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have more for you from around the table. Stay with us.
Live on Facebook and Hometown TV, channel 26.1.
And welcome back to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. It's Tuesday here in our studio, and had a load of guests to come in the show today, didn't we?
We did, by golly, with some very valuable information.
Yes.
So,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah. Yes?
we want to talk about Dick's Five and Dime.
Have you got those winners there?
I do. These are the winners from last week, 4/14/25. And they each won a $100 gift certificate. Ben Gambin, Kathy Frost, Logan Smith, Denise Smither, Michelle Newell. Congratulations to them.
Congratulations.
And they're still giving away Dick's Five and Dime $100 gift certificates, 5 of them every week.
They're giving away $500 every week.
Every week.
I could use $100.
So go to Dick's Five and Dime and go sign up.
I think so.
The street, West Main Street, is closed there for the streetscape
I knew that they were going to do that.
project, but there is plenty of parking all around.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
get on in there.
You have to walk a little ways, but it's well worth the walk.
okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
You need the exercise.
You betcha.
Get your butt out and go walk.
Okay, Dan. Well, there you go.
Hey, you know,
do we have to take another break yet?
No. We're done with breaks. We're done with breaks. Shein and Temu are raising their prices, so I mean, I was buying some of that stuff for a while.
Yeah, you
I
won't
bought
be
a lot
now,
of
will
Star
ya?
Trek, cheap Star Trek stuff.
Yeah.
But now I guess the tariffs are going to really screw things up. But Shein and Temu are raising prices this week, and it could mean the end of fast fashion.
It may be.
Are we witnessing the death of a fast fashion trend? Shein already closed the main factory that makes all their cheap runway knockoffs. Other cheapy retailers in China and Vietnam have done the same.
Wow.
And sites like Temu announced they've raised prices as of Friday. It's one of those things that getting a designer dope for $19, but they likely won't sell as many if that same dress actually costs $50. Shipping will cost more too, with some people saying they're getting dingy an extra $17 to $30, which they're not going to get anymore. I think you know what these tariffs will do. It will close factories over there, because if we decide we can't buy it at the cheap prices, if we get to the point where you say, you know, instead of buying this cheap thing or this other thing that's not that cheap from another country, I'm going to buy the other thing. That's marketing. That's how it works. So sorry.
There you are. Get your stuff before Friday. I
Yeah,
guess,
get
if
your
you're gonna
stuff.
Get on there.
Because if you're a Shein shopper, you're done.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Have you ever run a marathon?
I've challenged my boys to a race before.
Have you ever run a marathon?
No.
What about a 5K?
No. But it's the same thing, isn't it?
No.
No.
5K is like
not a
3-something miles. Marathon's 26, whatever it is.
Ugh, who would
I
want
walked a half marathon, which was 13
You walked
miles.
a half a marathon?
Yeah, power walking.
Half a marathon
Half
would be
marathon.
what, 10 miles?
13 something.
13.
Yeah. Anyway, it's not an easy thing to do. Like, you have to train, and it's quite taxing on your body to do any of those kind of races.
Especially when you're old.
Especially when you're old. So engineers in China wanted to see how their robots would do running against humans, so they entered them in a half marathon. That's 13.
I bet
I
those
think it's
robots
13.1
kicked
miles.
butt, didn't they?
We'll find out. Good news, if you're worried the robots are coming for us, it turns out we can outrun them pretty easily.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Most of them broke down or overheated before they could cross the finish line. Just 6 of the 21 humanoid robots made it to the end of the race, yet they were still way behind even in the slower human runners. The winning robots needed 3 battery changes just to reach the end.
Well, the problem is they haven't made the T2000 yet.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Do you have one?
the Terminator.
Oh,
That's the model T2000.
Oh.
so they don't have a battery.
And then they can rejuvenate.
Yeah, and they can outrun a car. So yeah.
Oh well, we need the T2000 to run that race, and then you would just be cheating. So
yeah,
there you go. But
there's a new Gmail scam. It's so good, except for one big thing.
What?
And we'll find out about that. Look out for a new Gmail scam that's even fooling the tech experts. The email looks like an official message from Google telling you there's a court order to access your account and demanding your login information. It even comes with a legit Google.com account. That's kind of the tip-off that it's not legit. If it was real, it would have a accounts.google.com email address instead of what I just said. But the difference is subtle enough that it's messing with a lot of people, so be careful. Scam is a scam is a scam is a scam.
You know, scammers just don't have anything better to do with their time or what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, drones are to blame for most near mid-air collisions. Now, that's drones. It's not the other planes you need to worry about while you're in the air. It's drones. A new analysis from the Associated Press finds that drones accounted for almost 2/3 of reported mid-air collisions last year. And we're talking about passenger planes landing and taking off at 30 major airports. It's the highest number of near misses since 2020. The FAA says they're trying to crack down on the problem, but new laws can be hard to enforce. So if you're like one of those people flying drone, I don't know. Can't they not go above a certain?
They're not supposed to fly in a controlled airspace.
And how do you know if it's a controlled airspace?
If you're supposed to,
is there a map?
Anybody that's flying a drone should have passed a course or something if they're doing it commercially. And they know the zones. Actually, when you turn your drone on, it should say this is a restricted area.
Oh, it should know.
It should know. Yeah.
Wow. So, just stop. Just stop it.
Yeah. Well, you can circumvent that. Sounds like they are. Yeah. This is interesting. A study: women make friends just by the way each other smell.
Yeah. Really? Okay, this was new to me. I don't smell my friends, but okay.
If you thought women were good at sniffing out a liar, it turns out that their noses are also pretty awesome at picking friends. Scientists at Cornell University found that gals can subconsciously, here's the key word here, subconsciously, you don't even know it, subconsciously determine whether they'll like somebody just by the way that the other woman smells.
Wow.
Okay.
I
just wonder what they do for men. If they
disseminate
that too. Whatever.
I don't know.
That includes their choice of deodorant, perfume, and even the kind of food they eat. They tested it during a speed friending course to see who made the most instant friends. Then they had them blindly smell each other's T-shirts. The scent they found the most appealing was usually the same person they hit it off with in the beginning.
So you can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you cannot pick your friend's nose. That's the moral of that story that I got out of that.
Not unless you're really, 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 really good friends.
Really good friends. Hey, today's Earth Day. It's also School Bus Drivers Day. Bill Boswell.
There you go.
We'll call you out.
Yeah.
Girl Scout Leader Day. Do you like the next?
National Jelly Belly Day.
Jelly Bean Day.
Oh.
It'd give you a jelly belly if you eat enough jelly beans. Okay.
Lyrid's meteor shower. Tonight might be the last chance to see the shooting star for a while. The Lyrid's meteor shower peaks in the middle of the night. A look to the northeast between late evening and dawn.
Okay.
So that means you got to stay up.
We'll be back tomorrow for Hump Day.
All right. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.